Hi, I'm Kendra Bailey Morris, and welcome to the Heart of the Home. Today we're going to be making a really great recipe using Virginia farm-raised tilapia. And you might not know it, but this is a very big part of our agriculture here. And we're going to be making a fish tacos with a lime crema and avocado. And it's healthy and it's delicious and it's really, really, really easy. So what we're going to begin by doing is I've just got about a half pound of tilapia. What we've got here are just some dried garlic, some cumin, and a little bit of chili powder. And I'm going to just kind of use this as a sort of a marinade dry rub on this, and we're going to put it in the fridge. So I'm just going to add these in right here, and I'm going to rub them in well. That's my cumin and a little chili powder. As always, a little bit of salt and pepper. Generous with the black pepper. And then now I'm going to go ahead and squeeze a little bit of lime on this. And this is some fresh lime. Now when you're working with lime and seafood, whether you're working with fish or shrimp or anything like that, you can't marinate it for too long. And that's because you're actually going to end up with ceviche, and that's not something you necessarily want. For this, we just want the flavor of the lime to come through. And I'm going to add a little bit of vegetable oil to this as well. Rub it in real good. What we're going to do now is go ahead and put this in the fridge for about 15 minutes. Do your best to not go past 15 minutes, like I said, because that lime juice will start to cook the fish, and you don't want that to happen. Okay, so our fish has been marinating for about 15 minutes or so. And now I've got a pan here preheated with a little bit of vegetable oil. You could use olive oil if you wanted to as well. Just remember, whenever you cook with olive oil, it's going to impart an olive flavor to it, so you may or may not want that in this dish. And now I'm just going to pan sear this until it's cooked all the way through. While this is going, we're going to go ahead and make a slaw. And this is just a really, really, really basic slaw. Just chopping this myself here. You could do it in a shredder if you wanted to. And this is just some fresh cabbage. You just want to slice it real thinly. Go ahead and add this in. And we're going to mix a little bit of cilantro. And that's going to add that very Mexican Hispanic taco touch. And I'm just going to go ahead and very loosely chop this up. And now I've got a little bit more lime juice. This is so, so, so easy. You could probably make this, I wouldn't say make it too early, but you could do it a day ahead, but you don't want it to get too strong in flavor or soften up too much, because again, it goes back to that texture. Always season, salt, freshly ground black pepper. And I'm just going to toss this around. This is super, super easy. Again, this is just the texture part of our tacos, and I'm going to set that aside. Also, while this is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and make our crema, and this is just a very easy lime crema. And I'm going to begin by zesting about half of a lime into some sour cream. And you could go ahead and get Mexican crema if you wanted to, if you can find it. If you have a Mexican grocery near where you live, that's really nice as well. And then I'm going to go ahead and squeeze just a little bit in here, not too much. Mix this around. Again, salt and pepper always. I'm a huge proponent of salting and peppering to taste. This could definitely be made a day ahead. So these are both done. We can put those in the fridge until we're ready. And my fish is coming along nicely. I'm going to cook it on both sides until it's nice and cooked all the way through and a little bit flaky. And this is what's going to go on our fish taco. So I'm going to finish cooking this and we'll be right back. So our fish is done, and you can see that it's really nice and flaky and starting to fall apart, which is exactly what you want, but it's not overcooked, which you definitely don't want. I'm just going to bring this over here and shred this up a little bit so these can fit into our tacos. And meanwhile, I would like to introduce somebody really special. This is Carissa Jackson, and she's going to be taking over the show here at Heart of the Home, and we're really, really excited to have her. So I'm going to have you talk a little bit about what folks can expect.
Well, I am a Virginia girl, born and raised, and so I'm really excited about sharing some of my family recipes and bringing them from my home to yours.
Awesome, that's great. We're really excited to have you. So what we're going to be doing now, if you'd like to stick around and help out a little bit, we're going to make some of the tacos. And what I've done here is I have some corn tortillas. And we're just going to basically assemble these tacos. And when you're using the corn tortillas, you can see I picked up 2 of them. You want to go ahead and double these up because they're really delicate. Unlike a flour tortilla, you could just use 1. These you definitely want to. So what I'm going to do, and there's no particular order. I don't know, maybe you make yours differently, but the way that I go ahead and do it is I go ahead and put my fish on the bottom, just a couple of pieces here.
If you were going to use cheese, what kind of cheese would you pair?
You know, I would probably use a queso blanco, which is just a Mexican white-style cheese. Like a lot of people, when they go to the Mexican restaurants, they have that kind of white cheese on stuff. Yes. That, I think, would be a nice blank slate. Typically, on these types of dishes, you don't put cheese, but I love cheese, too. So you could use a cheddar. You could use any type of mix that way. Monterey Jack would be really great as well. So what I'm going to do, I've got my fish here, and I'm just going to add a little bit of avocado. Doesn't need to be too much there. That's good. Yeah, and then of course we have our slaw. I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit of this here, not too much. We want to be able to fold these up. I have a tendency to overload my tacos when I make them because they're so good. And then a little bit of crema just to kind of go along the edge. You could put it on top. You could add hot sauce. I don't know if you like hot sauce on yours. Yeah,
we could definitely add some hot sauce.
You could definitely do a little bit of that. Of course, we'll add a little bit more here. And then we just go ahead and fold these up like so. And if you were entertaining, you could obviously have people build their own, or if you wanted to serve them like this, you could do that as well. But here it is. We have our tilapia tacos with a lime crema and avocado. It's fresh, healthy, delicious. I'm Kendra Bailey Morris. Let's get cooking.
Recipes from the heart of the home can be found on the Virginia Farm Bureau website at vafarmbureau.org.